Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Spiritual upliftment, spiritual liberation from all vasanas, all the afflictions of life has to happen. That is the desire of the soul. That is the ambition of the soul. At the same time, one has to have a clarity about the spiritual learning, spiritual practice, and worldly life. I have told you many times, worldly life has to be dealt as worldly life, spiritual life has to be dealt as a spiritual life. Why? Because both are totally in different direction. The journey is outwards. In the worldly life, journey is inwards in the spiritual life. So if you have a clear demarcation, there will be no confusion. In fact, you will be more peaceful and more progressing in both ways. Don't mix them. Don't try to bring the laws of materialistic life into spiritual life and then suffer. Don't do that. So separate them, because they are worldly life means the results of various persons' karma. If you are looking at a particular event, particular result in the worldly life, it is contributed by so many people. It is the result of their karma, their wisdom, their knowledge, their effort, and you are one of them. So it is not your production. It is not your result. So, but internal journey is completely yours, 100% yours. Nobody is going to help you. You have to travel by yourself. So the law is only one. That we will see in these two slokas of vivekachudamani, 271 and 276. These two sutras, these two slokas will help you to understand the fastest growth in the direction of moksha. Now listen carefully each and everything. Don't skip. Have your personal time undisturbed, uninterrupted, and then listen to this spiritual teaching of Viveka Chudamani. Otherwise, it will be of no use. So I again and again tell, devote completely to listen this. Maybe you are traveling in a car, that is good time. Completely personal time. I am reminded of a beautiful story in the life of Sadashiva Brahmendra, told by one of the great gurus, Sri Sri Ishwarananda Maharaj of Mount Abu. Once Sadashiva Brahmendra was a great scholar. He was in the royal assembly of Mysore, I think. And in those days, kings used to have such great persons sitting one side of the assembly while the Rajya Paripalanam is going on. They listen to them. The saints will interfere with them. The pandits will interfere with them whenever they go wrong, and they carefully listen to them and take some decisions or change their decisions. In that way, he was there in that royal assembly, Darbar, and he was a great scholar in Sanskrit. So he used to challenge anybody comes from the other states will visit the king for some help, for some gifts. At that time, he will challenge those pandits with his Sanskrit knowledge and depth in Shastras. He will defeat everyone. He will defeat everyone, and he will put some conditions so that they will be humiliated. This was going on. Suddenly, one day, one jnani, one great saint, came there, and he was watching what is happening with Sadashiva Brahmendra. He was completely engrossed in his egoistic trip, ahankaram. He was watching. Then he was talking with two, three pandits, and he was in the process of defeating them. That is his ego trip. Then this jnani called him. He told only one word: when will you shut up your mind? You see, these are the moments. He lived like that for many years. But the great saint came and told him, when will you shut up your mind, your words, your arguments? That's all. That's all. It entered like an arrow into his mind. It broke his ego. Something was broken within that ahankara. He became realized suddenly. Then he stopped talking completely. He became Mauni. So this is then, in another time, he was traveling and he was tired, and he lay down under the tree. There was a bund of the field. He kept his head over the bund because he did not have pillow there. He was just lying down on the earth. Then two women were passing, commenting, you see, he looks like a saint. At that time, he assumed the vesha of a saint with only one cloth wearing and matted hair and everything, beard. So he appeared like a saint. Then he was traveling here and there. Then he lay down. Then these two women were passing by and talking. See, he is a renowned person, but he could not renounce his comfort. He is keeping his head on the bund instead of like a pillow. Then he heard this. Then he changed his position. Then he lied down on the plain ground without the pillow-like bund. Then the two women were coming back and saw him and noticed the change. He removed his head and kept the head on the ground. Then they laughed loudly. You see, he is looking like a renounced saint, but he was listening to our commands and he is changing his position according to our commands. This made him realize that his lokavasana is there. What people say, what is their opinions, all these things mattered to him. That was killed, that was annihilated at that moment. Then third vasana. The first one was Shastra Vasana. Second one was Loka Vasana, what people say. Third one was Sharira Vasana. What was that? He was walking in the river Kaveri, and at that time one king was following him, saw him, and he was walking without dress. That was his habit. So the king did not like this, so he followed him and he asked him to stop. He was not bothered, he was simply walking. Then after some time, the king got irritated. He was coming on a horse and he pulled his sword out and cut his one hand with anger. Without noticing this, he was still walking further. The hand fell down. It was on the ground. He was shocked. The king was shocked. What a Siddha, what a great person, what a great saint he was. Then he rushed back, followed him and stopped him and prostrated to him and pleaded him and asked for his forgiveness. He was not speaking, he was signing, what is the problem? Then he showed his hand was cut, it was bleeding. Oh, he thought, okay, I see, where is it? Then he saw, he showed him the hand. He brought that hand and he showed him. Oh, then he took the hand and kept it in its place. It was cured. Then his Deha Vasana was completely gone at that time. Then he decided, because of this body, he made a king to do a bad karma, papam, towards a saint. Now he has to suffer that papam, curse, for many lives. That is because of this body. So immediately he buried his body under the sand and attained Jiva Samadhi in Nerur. It is near Karur in Tamil Nadu. It is that Samadhi is still there in Nerur. Many people go to the Sadashiva Brahmendra, who was a great Carnatic poet, Carnatic music, Carnatic songs he has composed, which are still great songs. So those who have opportunity can visit and do some meditation, because it is a Jiva Samadhi. The vibrations are alive and it can heal your karmic repercussions. Now let us go to the slokas. Sloka number 271. लोकवासनया जन्तः शास्त्रवासनयापि च देहवासनया ज्ञानम् यथावन्नैव जायते. Lokavasanaya Jantaha, this janmam, Jantaha means this janmam, this birth. This birth means bundle of vasanas, bundle of samskaras. Lokavasanaya in Sanskritam, ya means by means of, by the lokavasanas, shastra vasana api, also, api means also, cha, shastra vasana, scriptures, they go on reading scriptures, they go on into many scriptures. It is shastra vasana. It is a habit. It is coming from the seeds of learning. Also the seeds of learning appetite also there. That is vasana. What is vasana? Some people may want to know. Suppose if you like, you kept beautiful fruits or flowers in your room, but the servant came and cleaned everything and took it into some other place. But when you enter, the vasana remains. But the actual material which was giving the vasana, gandham, is not there. So it left certain vasanas behind it. So here vasana means, though even though people have already intellectually realized, intellectually attained moksha bhavana, but still these vasanas will continue. That has to be removed. You may be a great learned person, but the vasanas can spoil the whole thing. That's what this sloka says. Deha vasanaya jnanam yatavat naiva jayate. Yatavat, really, jnanam na jayate, never happens. By if there is lokavasana, if there is shastravasana, if there is dehavasana, then realization will never happen. That is the warning. It is a warning. So Bhagavan Shankara says you must be aware of these things. So don't go on creating more vasanas when you are doing spiritual sadhana. So I have told you this is inner journey, how to eliminate all these problems easily. So then immediately people will ask how to do it easily. Please tell me within 5 minutes I have to catch my train. From Tiruvannamalai there is only one train. I have to go and catch that. Please tell me within 5 minutes, and then I will practice it at my home, or I will record it and I will listen again and all those things. Some people say, please record and send it. I will listen to in my house. This way it is not easy to realize. Let us see what he says. Another example is, some elephant has fallen in the well. Now you have to save the elephant. Elephant is swimming, but it cannot come out. So people put so many ropes from all the directions, and people are pulling the elephant. Otherwise, elephant cannot be saved. It cannot be brought out. So there are so many ropes from so many directions. They are trying to bring it out easily and as soon as possible. Like that, our vasanas have to be eliminated. People do so many activities, so many things to eliminate the vasanas and attain jnanam. That is the thing. So people don't go in one way, only one way. There are so many things can be done, like meditation, like practicing dhanam dharmam, like going into mauna, like going to great temples, like listening to great rishis, great jnanis of the present time, and going to jiva samadhis and do meditation, and going to spiritual places, then do some meditation, live some time there, and listen live discourses, sitting in front and doing satsang with gurus with reverence and bhakti, not with intellectual quest. Intellectual quest is a guiding force, but the receptivity happens only when you are listening with reverence and bhakti. All these things are there. Then read books of great value, of spiritual teachings, like Ramana Maharishi's book, Chinmayananda book, Swami Dayananda Saraswati books, Osho books, all these things. So many great seers are here. I cannot list out everyone. You can choose by yourself. So let us see what is his. Above all, what our Bhagavan Sri Shankara says, is a greatest tool, greatest instrument to go beyond vasanas. Yata yata pratyakvastitam manaha tata munchati bhakya vasanam nishesha moksho sadivasananam atmanubhuti pratibandha shunya. Beautifully explained. Yatha yatha means how much you pratyak, going inwards. Avasthita means getting established in the mind. Tata tata, that much, bahya vasanam munchati. All the vasanas, external vasanas, will be gone. Munchati means you get liberated from them. Vasananam nisheta. There is nothing left. No vasana is left. Then mokshe pratibandha shunya atma anubhutihi. Then you get atma anubhuti pratibandha shunya. Shunya means zero. Nothing is present. What nothing is? Pratibandham. Pratibandham means binding the mind with everything in the world. That is also part of the vasanas. All pratibandham will be gone. Everything will be gone. Nishesha, all vasanas will be gone. Then there is no obstruction. Pratibandha means there is no obstruction of any vasanas. In that you get Atma Anubhutihi. This is what we are seeking. Atma Anubhutihi. So what we have to do? We have to go get established. We have to get established in the Atma. Here Manam and Atma are both. How we get established? Through the mind. By the mind, you get established within you, within your consciousness. It is an inward journey. You are traveling inward. So get established within you. Then Patanjali says, Tatha drishtuhu swarupe avasthana. Whenever you get established within your Atma, in Swarupam. Swarupa means our Atma. In our Atma. Then you are already realized. You are already an enlightened soul. Here, the vasanas are there. All the vasanas, even after enlightenment, will be there. They will be taken care of by getting established within yourself. What you have to do? Just look within. Just observe within. Just meditate within. This is the only thing to do. To eliminate to liberate all the vasanas, all the samskaras. Along with that, according to your swadharma, you have to do so many things, so many practices and everything. But this is the main thing, internal thing. Internalize this process as much as possible. So, we have been discussing another point about Emoto's experiment. So, how much you do with the sankalpam, that much result will be there. So, like I love you is written on a glass, and that water poured into that becomes a beautiful crystal. I hate you written on a glass of water, then that crystal becomes very ugly. It was repeated so many times. So it is the sankalpa. Going to do what you want, going to give you improvement, going to lead your life. So don't waste time. Wasting time is a crime of crimes. So don't waste time in any such silly things. Make either useful time or meditate or internalize your process, your journey towards Atma Anubhuti. So I pray all of you to get great guidance from the grace of God, grace of Gurus. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.